Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 Pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time, 1800 Zulu time for our live stream this evening. Want to welcome all of you guys in chat. FS Bean, James Bowen Corp from Logan, New Jersey. Welcome, my friend. IGJ. Stan, hello Stan, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard, glad to have you here. Mika Morgan, hello my friend, welcome aboard, glad to have you with us this evening. Omari Joseph, welcome my friend, thank you very much for your support. Stefan, welcome, and Gaber, hello guys, welcome. Today we're going to be taking another look at the FlightFX Cirrus Vision Jet. And if you recall, my very first look review of the aircraft was actually a very favorable review. I believe that this is one of the better aircraft, better add-ons created for Microsoft Flight Simulators, where the developers really took their time to study the aircraft and create a high fidelity visual model, as well as the simulation of the aircraft systems as well. As you can see, one of the first things in this new version 2 of the aircraft is the inclusion of a number of liveries. Those are all very beautiful looking liveries. They're real world liveries as well. And so I decided today to fly this particular livery, which I thought very interesting. And we are currently situated at London City Airport in the United Kingdom. Our flight today is going to be to Leeds Bradford, Echo Golf November Mike, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it. Before we delve into the changes in this new version, let's very quickly take a look at the flight plan that we're going to be flying today. But before we do so, let's welcome Benjamin, Will, as well as Saad El Hunaidi. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being here this evening. And let's hop in, let me bring up the flight plan. So this is Navigraph charts, of course, our excellent charts tool, which of course, as you all know, the Q8 Pilot videos and streams are powered by Navigraph. Now, everything looks, pretty kind of business as usual as we depart from London City, but the weather is going to deteriorate as we arrive into Leeds Bradford, which is, I'm kind of glad that the weather isn't that good for two reasons. One, it's a good challenge for my piloting skills, but also it's a good test of how the aircraft actually behaves in such weather. So we're going to expect some turbulence and some rain and some cloud cover as we arrive into Leeds Bradford. As you can see here, there's some heavy precipitation as we arrive into the airport. So the weather is, as you can see here, IFR conditions at Leeds Bradford. All right, so we're going to come back to this in a minute, but let's hop into the cockpit. And this is the beautiful cockpit of the FlightFX Cirrus Vision Jet. And the one thing you'll notice if you have an eye for detail is they have changed the virtual cockpit a little bit, and this is actually looking a lot sharper and looking a lot more like the real aircraft. So I really like the look and feel of the aircraft. Definitely looks stunning in terms of the visual fidelity of the aircraft. The modeling is done very, very nice, as you can see here. And we can see again at the back of the aircraft here. Look at the seats. This very much looks like the real aircraft. Lots and lots of details really to bring this aircraft to very close resemblance of its real world counterpart. So I really like what they've done here, but one of the nice things is they moved the virtual aircraft management system to an iPad. And this is a very welcoming change because it was a little bit too much to have it within your Garmin device, and of course unrealistic that you'll have this here. So I'm kind of glad that they've brought this the virtual aircraft management system into the iPad here, and from this iPad, you have access to your static elements, the chocks, the storage cover, and so on and so forth. So all the elements have been moved. Ladies and gents, we have with us Carl Childers, who just came in with 20 gifted membership. Carl, I don't know what to say, but thank you so much for your support. You are just one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate it, my friend. Guys, if you've received a gifted membership from Carl, please be sure to say hello. Bill, hello, Bill. Welcome aboard. Simfly 4K, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. As you can see here, they've moved everything here so you can set all the configuration from within the iPad. Again, you have the status, headphones. I'm going to remove the headphones. We're not going to activate the active noise cancellation so that you can listen to the beautiful engine sounds, but we're just going to remove them from the view. You've got your FAQs and your config here as well. So everything has been moved here. I'm going to move this away for the time being, and maybe we'll take another look at it. Another thing, of course, is now all the avionics have been updated. So if you can go back to my original video, you'll see that the G3000 has received major updates, and everything is looking absolutely gorgeous. And of course, SimBrief integration is something new in this version. And let's go ahead and fire up the aircraft. We're going to turn on battery 1, battery 2, Gen 1s and 2. And now we have the aircraft systems coming to life. You're going to hear those ding-dongs for a while, guys. Thank you very much. Courtesy of Carl Childers. Thank you very much again, Carl. Really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. All right. So the first thing first is we're going to zoom in here, and very quickly we can go to the MFD, and you'll notice we have everything here. They've moved things around now. In the utilities section now you have the initialization, the checklist, and back here we have the SimBrief integration, and this requires that you actually browse to, so let me just very quickly scan the QR code. All right, and all you need to do is to log into your account, and this changes, of course, every time. All right, let me do that, and then I'm going to approve the change, allow, and now the Navigraph account is linked to, you see that? And now you have access to all the lists. This is obviously the flight that we're going to be flying to. I'm not sure I might have created that flights a number of times to get the proper weather. So this is the flight we're gonna fly today, and we're just gonna request this in a minute, and then it will populate everything for you, including the SID and the departing runway. It will put the arrival runway, I think, as well, but with that, I think it puts the SIDs and stars as well. So it actually picks up everything from SimBrief and imports it into the Garmin device. Let's go back, and that's one of the major things in this version. And you'll see the navigation here. Look at this beautiful map and the brand new avionics on this aircraft. Just absolutely amazing work by FlightFX. Of course, you've got your, the synthetic vision. This is something we've taken a look at in the previous first look review of the aircraft. So we're going to come here to the initialization. So we're going to go to utilities. We're going to go to initialization. We're going to perform the system test, pre-flight test. Higher. Right. Again, I like the fact that they've simulated the systems to a high degree of accuracy, and this makes this jet really one of the finer add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator, one that I personally enjoy very much. Hey, Kakaku, it's been a while, my friend. How have you been? Welcome aboard. All right, so all the pre-flight tests are now complete. Let's go to the initial fuel. Today we're going to need about 1,000 pounds of fuel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here real quick, and I'm going to set this to, well, we have about 1,000. So let's give it just slightly more, maybe 1,100 pounds of fuel. And for the payload, I think the payload is fine, so we'll leave the payload alone. And if we put, yeah, that in pounds, yeah, that's about right. And we're going to say FOB sync, that's about 164 gallons of fuel. Brilliant. And now we have the initial fuel set as well. For the weight and balance, you know, we can go to the payload, 2 passengers, and maybe we'll add about 250 pounds of cargo, just a few bags with us this evening for our flight into Leeds Bradford. And then if you go back, you'll see that there's a check here. And now if we go to the flight plan, what we can do, flight plan options, no. Now we're going to go back one more. And now we're going to click on SimBrief, and now it will refresh your flight plan. And now check this out. We're going to say request. It says in progress, ready for import, and just say import, and voila. Now you've got your flight plan there. As you can see here, the FMS has already been set. Our departing runway, the first waypoint, everything is set up for you, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Again, you can see here the entire flight plan is there. The only thing that's not there is the runway. So I'm going to select Leeds Bradford. We're going to click on the procedure. There is no star according to our flight plan here. As you can see, we're going to fly direct to runway 32. So we're going to just select the approach. It's saying ILS Yankee 14. But we're going to actually select that one, and it's going to be through the Lima Bravo Alpha transition. And we're just going to say load, not approved for GPS. That's fine. And now we have the entire flight route set up here in the FMS. All right, brilliant. Now we've got our flight plan. So if you go now back to the initialization, you'll see that your flight plan is checked. And now we can say accept initialization. Brilliant. Another thing that may be useful is if we can set up the checklist on this side. And to do this, now you see when I turn the knob, it will highlight the box that will change when you click buttons here on the MFD. So now whatever I click here is going to show up here. So we need the not the charts, but we need the checklist. So we're bringing up to checklist, the before engine start, and now you can see that we have the before engine start checklist here. Excellent. So the pre-flight inspection is complete. The door, we need to close the door. So let's come back here to the rear of the aircraft and close the door. And the door is latched. Excellent. And we need to remove the static elements. Now to do this, we need our iPad. We're going to go to the static, chocks removed, covers and protectors are removed, and we can put this away. And now we can check this item. The door is latched, parking brake is set, battery 1 and 2 switches are on, generators 1 and 2 switches are on, so check, check. External GPU is not required, and we verify active FlightFX channel is displayed below percentage thrust indication, which is check. As you can see here, FlightFX channel alpha is displayed below the thrust, and that is check. And the before engine start checklist is now complete. Excellent. All right. So, Captain USA, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. All right, so we are ready now here with we're going to reset the altimeter to 2962, and now we'll go to the engine start. Again, engine start procedure is actually very, very simple on the Cirrus jet. So strobes are on, And cast messages, check. Parking brake, cast messages are there. Thrust lever is idle, which it is. And the brakes, hold the brakes. And then we can do the engine knob. All right, so let's hold the engine brake. And let me hide the yoke here for a minute. We're going to click this on run. Fuel pumps are on. And there we go. Listen to the sounds, guys. Those sounds are gorgeous. All right. So let's come here. Strobe lights are on. Cast messages checked. Thrust lever is idle. Brakes on hold. And we started the engine, obviously. Fuel pump was checked. Verify engine start, battery temp, or engine start volts. Cast message is not displayed. All right, so far we do have some messages here. So probe heat is on. The master oxygen is on. Fresh bleed air is on. And we are good here. So check, check, and check. After the engine start, check all is normal, which it is. Engine IPS is checked. ECS control panel is set. External GPU is disconnected. Oxygen master is on. Avionics initialization, all units, all initialization complete. Capspan is removed. You guys have been briefed of our flight plan. Seat belts are secure, and the bleed switch is set to fresh air, and the engine start checklist is now complete. All right, before taxi, checklist, comm and nav GPS is set. So we need to set our altitude, and the altitude today is going to be 18,000 feet. Let me, so you can guys see. All right, so let me just use this here. I really like the simplicity of the Cirrus jet, and I love how FlightFX have implemented this aircraft. It is really one of the most enjoyable aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if you like jets, this is definitely kind of a hybrid between a, you know, one of the big aircraft and an airliner and like a 737. Very, very nice jet to fly. Really, really nice jet to fly. More like a Tesla, yeah. Hey, Jafar, welcome aboard the Lexus. That's right, the Ferraris of the aviation industry. Yeah, absolutely. Flight simulation landing. I'm doing very well, my friend. How are you? Is this a free upgrade? Yes, Boeing Corp, Mike. It is a free upgrade. You don't need to pay anything. If you've purchased it, you'll just see the update through the... you'll see it through the marketplace. You'll see that you'll get a notification that there is an update, and you just go there to update the aircraft, and you're good to go. All right, so the before taxi checklist, comm and nav GPS is set. Why is it not doing it? All right, click it here again. Excellent. ATIS and clearance obtained. Altimeter is set. The transponder. So we can go to the... All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to come here to Navcom and radios. And we're going to come to transponder and turn on alt reporting. And then back. We'll leave this on radio. We'll come back here. Let's see here. Excellent. And we can put this on the flight plan. Perfect. So we have our radios, our flight plan, our map. And now we can continue. The transponder is set. Heading and initial bug 270 degrees. You'll notice, by the way, folks, you'll see here there's 110. We still need to come to the speed bugs for takeoff and say all on. There we go, all on. So now we have the speed check. Now, when you see the speed in magenta, it means that the speed is the FMS speed. So this speed is now set by the FMS. When you see this in the blue color here, it means that it is in manual mode and that you're able to change it. We'll get to this in just a second. All right, so we're good here. We're going to go back, and now heading and altitude. So the heading, initial heading, is going to be 270. So we're going to set the heading bug here. for runway heading. That's the departing runway heading, of course, 270. There we go. 270 is set, actually 272. All right, so 272 is now set, and that is now checked. Flight controls are free and correct. The trim, we need to set the trim. Now, I have a control bound to this, but let me just, this is what we're looking to change here. This is the pitch trim. So let's change that to 6. Right, 6 is, pitch trim is now set. And we're going to click that here. Flaps 50%. Right, flaps are now set and checked. Electrical roll trim is set. The toga button press. Now the toga button is this one here. All right, now you see AP and FD is turned on, and we're going to check that. And cast messages check. The only thing we have is the parking brake, so we'll leave that for now. Seats must be in normal upright position and check. So before taxi checklist, parking brake, release and brake check. All right, so let's release the parking brake. And we want to check the brakes. And the brakes are checked. And the before taxi checklist is now complete. All right, next is the before takeoff, and we'll do it right before takeoff. All right, let's give it some power. I love the sounds on this aircraft. Very, very nicely done by FlightFX. And by the way, guys, I highly recommend this this Cirrus jet by FlightFX. Again, really a brilliant add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 that is very, very enjoyable. All right, here we go. And we'll just head over to runway 27 for departure. Didn't Ferrari make a plane? I don't know, Mika, you tell me. And we have Barbate Brandon. Hello, my friend. Price. I really don't know what the price is, but you can check the link in the description of the stream. There is a link to the FlightFX website. You'll be able to have a lot more information about the aircraft as well as pricing information. Aman ATC, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right, switch to external view. Look at that, guys. Wow, look at that. I mean, by the way, at FS Expo, they've had the actual Cirrus jet there on display, and apparently there was a flight. They've organized a flight for, I think, I can't recall the name of the person who, but yeah, they had it on display, and people can go inside and take a look at it. I didn't get the chance to do that due to time constraints, and I was very busy as well at my booth. But I've had the pleasure of sitting inside a Cirrus jet back in the Kuwait Air Show, and it was just really beautiful, beautiful aircraft to sit inside, and very comfortable seats, by the way, the Cirrus jet. Listen to those sounds, though. Didn't know this bird had an update. I know what I'm doing today. Yeah, it had a brilliant update, I have to say, and I love the SimBrief integration. I think is very cool, and I like what they've done here. The cockpit, you know, looks a lot better, a lot more realistic, spot on, really, in terms of how things look now in the cockpit. Maybe those curvatures need a little more work to make it like really smooth, but it could be that this is how it is in the real aircraft. I'm not sure. I doubt it, though, because Cirrus jet is just one of a kind. When you sit inside, you feel like this is like a Rolls-Royce. It's just really beautiful aircraft, but they've done a really, really good job modeling the aircraft here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right, we're approaching the takeoff runway, runway 27 today, here at London City Airport. The weather is quite nice in this part of the United Kingdom this evening. And we can't say the same about our destination, but that should add more fun to the flight. Chalupa. I'm not sure if I said my name correctly. Multiplayer? No, I'm not currently on multiplayer. All right, here we go, and that's the whole short point. We're going to set the parking brake here real quick. All right, and you'll get the CAS message. Parking brake is set blinking, which is correct. All right, so the before takeoff checklist. Departure briefing is complete. The landing lights are on and check. Probe heat switch is checked. Engine IPS switch checked. Stab IPS switch is off. CAS messages checked. Trim is 6. Flaps are at 50%. And verify takeoff emergency battery CAS message is not displayed, which it is not. And the before takeoff checklist is complete. All right, and the next checklist now. So, all right, so now for the takeoff, we're gonna hold the brakes, thrust lever to take off, engine instrument check normal, brake release, VR at between 80 and 90 knots. The pitch attitude is about 5 degrees. Landing gear up, positive rate of climb. Flaps can be retracted at about 115 knots. Clear of obstacles, provided that you're clear of obstacles. And the airspeed is per the climb table. All right, so I'm going to check these now. So I'm going to check this one and check this one. We're going to rotate here. That one is fine. And we'll leave that one for now. All right, perfect. Let's release the parking brake and let's head over to the runway. Again, listen to the beautiful sounds. And that's, by the way, how the aircraft sounds in real life. So they've done a really, really good job on this Cirrus jet. Thrust set simulations. Welcome, my friend. Welcome aboard. Hello, Gaber. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. All right, nice departure from London City Airport, looking over the dome at Canary Wharf. And we are cleared for takeoff. Parking brakes are held. And we're going to set the takeoff thrust by clicking here. All right, parking brakes are released. And we'll rotate at about 80 knots. Airspeed alive. Oops. Coming up to a bit sensitive on the right, 80 knots. Rotate. A bit sensitive there on the takeoff. Right, positive rate of climb. Gears going up. Guys, look at this departure. Quite windy, huh? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we need 115 knots to retract the flaps. Now, if you check here again, the FMS is managing everything. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to turn on the autopilot. And to do so, we're going to click here for AP. So that's autopilot, navigation, and we're going to say, what do we want to do? Flight change. Then I'm going to click on the auto throttle and FMS. So the speed is going to be controlled now by the FMS, and it's going to manage all the restriction for us. So now it wants to go to, all right, we're above 115, flaps are up. Look at how beautiful this aircraft is, ladies and gents. All right, and as far as the checklist is concerned, flaps are retracted, airspeed per climb tables. Now, we don't really have to do anything because the FMS is going to take care of it for us. Excuse me. I just watched Steve-01 Knieve's recent real-world video on this aircraft. Looks like a lot of fun. It is absolutely a lot of fun, and I will tell you, it's a lot of fun in the sim as well. So again, an aircraft that I highly recommend, the FlightFX aircraft. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by FlightFX. I paid for this aircraft. I have no relation with them whatsoever, but I can definitely vouch for this aircraft, and it is incredible fun. Right, let's increase the range here so we can see what's going on. And we can go to the next. So climb checklist thrust is MCT. Let's make sure that everything, all right, so that's good. Is it on MCT? Yes, it is. And so check that one. Engine parameters monitor, cabin pressure is checked, ice protection as required, altimeter transition 29.9 at 6,000 feet, so not just yet. And then we can do, all right, so now we can come here and we can just expand the map and just look at the map. We don't really need to do much at this point other than set barrow to standard, and we're going to continue our climb. As you can see, the restriction at 3,000 exactly, so but we've passed it, it seems. We actually had to stop there at 3,200 knots, but that's okay. Perhaps a VNAV would have managed the restriction. Yeah, maybe VNAV would have respected the restrictions. The only thing that doesn't work is the air condition. Actually, it does work. So if you come here, it doesn't do anything. I mean, the knobs are there. Aft control, defog. They don't really do anything, but they are there. The knobs are there, so that's kind of cool. All right, 6,000 transition altitude in the United Kingdom. So barrow set to standard. Standard barrow is set, and we continue our climb. And you'll see that once we reach about 10,000 feet, the FM speed will automatically change. And all is looking good. Here we go. We are climbing through to our cruise altitude. Just gorgeous, gorgeous aircraft. And by the way, it's a lot of fun to hand fly this aircraft. So you'll get a lot of enjoyment flying the aircraft, especially on arrivals. I really like it a lot. It's a fun aircraft to hand fly, without a doubt. The V-tail is a very nice feature. Yep, it is. It is. Look at. I mean, it's a really gorgeous aircraft. And just look at the fidelity of those textures. Look at. Job very well done, really, by. And you know, I do like developers that continue to stand behind their add-ons, continue to update them, bring new features, and yeah, I do like the product line. Of course, they also now have the Marwan Gharib Honda jet as part of their lineup. Marwan actually is a really, really nice guy. He came to say hello back at the FS Expo. A real fine gentleman. Really, I didn't get much to interact with him much, but he came to the booth, said hello, and it was really an immense pleasure meeting him in person. It was really, really cool. All right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. We're going to kill the landing lights. We continue the climb now for 18,000 feet, and you can see the clouds ahead there forming, and it's only going to get worse as we arrive into our destination, so just be prepared for that, folks. Right, that's 10,000 feet, and about 8,000 feet for our cruise level. Lee Gilmore, hello my friend. Wish there was a way to change altitude faster than just holding down the knob, maybe increment adjust or something. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I found actually if you use the mouse rather than press and hold, so if you just actually do it like that, it's faster. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. What's your rate? Rate of climb is about 1,600 feet per minute right now. Uh, 80 knots, about 5,000 FPM. That's awesome. Would be cool if there was people in it. I'm not sure if people are simulated, but look at this gorgeous view here from the cockpit. Now, one thing I hope that they'll bring to this aircraft is, so currently everything is only normal operations. So what would be really a nice addition to the aircraft is the inclusion of maybe the circuit breakers, so one can simulate failures. That would be really, really cool. But that's maybe something they plan a little later on, hopefully in the roadmap of their Cirrus jet. 165 climb speed. Ah, that one. I think, yeah, it is FMS, so it's reading from the FMS. It should go to 250. But here's what we can do, folks. If your FMS is not having the right information, what you can do is you can always go to manual. Now you see this has changed to blue. And now I can increase the speed. Let me put this here so you guys can see. So with the mouse, I'm just going to increase the speed to about 200 and we'll say 220 knots. And we'll leave it there. So now we'll hold on the climb a little bit and gain speed until we reach about 220 knots. And then the aircraft will continue to climb. Oh wow, Carl, you've actually owned the aircraft? Wow, that's pretty cool. Right, we're looking good. Everything is looking in tip-top shape. By the way, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the aircraft, if you go to the radios here, so let me just show you here real quick. If you go to the radio and you look here, you'll have COM 1 and COM 2, but if you want the nav radios, you have to click here, and now you'll have the nav radios here. So, yeah, so one, we can check our ENGM, that's runway 32, and if we click here on the approach, ILS runway 32, and if we zoom in here, 110.9 with a final approach course of 318. And if we look now here, we have 110.9, but it's still not the active frequency. Okay, you can see them here. They're set in both nav 1 and nav 2, but it's currently not the active. Once we activate the approach, then it will change this to the active frequency. Is that so? Nav 2 frequency hold. Yeah, there we go, and then we can transfer the active frequency. Sorry, they are the active frequency, and the standby frequency is the one below. All right. All right, so that's where you find. So again, to change your speed, your knob is right here. You have to be in manual mode. The auto throttle have to be engaged as well in order for you to be able to change the speed manually. Or you can select FMS and the FMS will take care of the speed. You can see now that we are at 220 knots. We're going to hold that speed. And if you click on the heading bug, it will actually sync the heading and the selector here with the HSI with the actual heading of the aircraft. About 4,000 feet to go. We can actually go to flight change here, 20 knots. Let me go to vertical speed. And we are going to increase the rate of climb to about 1,400 feet per minute. I wonder what would happen if we click on VNAV. Oh, okay, you've owned the V-tail Bonanza. Oh, wow. Another great aircraft, I must say. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are people in the aircraft. Quite frankly, I don't really mind if there are people or not. It doesn't really matter much to me. Let me reduce the rate of climb a little bit. Let's see here, down 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so about 1,000 feet per minute. Excellent. We're looking good. And we're maintain 18,000. So again, a nice thing in the active flight plan here is that you can see any restrictions. So then here 4,000 and 3,000 to intercept the localizer. LBA Leeds Bradford. Okay, perfect. And it automatically goes to the actual waypoint that you're flying, which is again very cool. All right, it's about 2,000 feet to go. Here's a look at the outside. Just really immaculate aircraft from the modeling perspective. Looks gorgeous. Look at that, guys. Look at that view. Wow. All right. Gaber asking, what is the cruise speed in Mach? That's a good question. I don't know. All right, so we're coming up to 17,000. So what we can do now is go to flight change. So we'll change this to flight and then I'm going to increase our speed. We'll leave it now. We can increase it a little later after we are at our cruise altitude. So 18,000 is the cruise altitude, about 900 feet to go, and we are looking good. Here's our map, and we can increase the range here. There we go. Very, very nice looking map, with the vision. Synthetic vision as well. It makes the situational awareness really very, very easy to know exactly where you're flying. By the way, folks, I am going to be doing another flight in the Comanche, the A2A Comanche, and during that video we are going to be performing new tests, things that I have not done in the initial first look stream. Things like stall, side slips, steep turns, and we're going to, for example, fail the landing gear and really put the aircraft to the test and see how it behaves. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I've done some of those tests, but where speed is, I see. So I've done some of these tests, and they are. We'll just wait until you see the video. Or I'm not sure if I should stream it or make it like a video. Maybe you guys can tell me what your preference is in chat. And while you're at it, guys, if you're enjoying the stream and having a good time today, please hit that like button for me. It really helps the channel. All right, so we are now at 18,000 feet, and in flight change mode, it is like alt select is enabled. So once it reaches 18,000, it stops at 18,000. And I'm going to go ahead and increase our speed just a little bit. Here maybe to 220 knots. Let's go to 220 knots. Again, after all, this is a jet, quite capable jet, I might add. And so, yeah, let's give it some power. And we'll go to 220. It will help get us faster to our destination. Speaking of our destination, let's take a look here at the map. Now, if you look here at our destination, you can see that there is very high precipitation, and we have an area here of significant turbulence. I'm going to go through this today, and I just want to see what happens. We might crash, by the way, but for the sake of experimenting with the Vision Jet, we'll just go through it. If we look at the turbulence here, so let me go to turbulence, and we are going to more than likely be around 6,000 feet. Ooh, look at that, guys. So definitely there is there is mild turbulence as we arrive here. So we are in the green, so this area, so about here. So it's not very bad, but there is definitely a lot of turbulence. At 2000, there is again slight turbulence all over the area here. I love Navigraph. I mean, you see how this is so cool. And now, by the way, below us, like at 2,000 feet from at our current distance, there is actually a lot of turbulence. But we are currently at 18,000 here. So this is the current situation at 18,000. So clear skies here for us during. But as we arrive into our destination, it's going to be some serious weather conditions there, and we're going to have to really be careful with the aircraft. All right. Switching here to the outside again, looking over the beautiful United Kingdom, ladies and gents, in this rather remarkable Cirrus jet for Microsoft Flight Simulator by FlightFX, an aircraft that I highly recommend. I give this aircraft a final score of 8.5 out of 10, and therefore it receives the silver plaque from the channel. A very good aircraft, highly recommend it, and again, I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth the asking price. I don't think, by the way, this was an expensive aircraft. So, yeah, it is definitely a good one. We have with us Adil. Hello, Adil. How are you doing? After watching your review of Just Flight F28, I got it. It was excellent review. Well, thank you very much, sir. I'm glad that you enjoyed the review. And yeah, the F28. I tend to say F28 because I don't want to mispronounce it. That's going to be a problem, yeah? Get your video and stream demonetized. But yeah, it is definitely an excellent aircraft. And I'll tell you, Just Flight have really stepped things up. They're a very good company, and they're a great bunch of folks. I met them again over at the expo. They're just really great company, great add-on. Guys, look at this beautiful view here of all the clouds. And by the way, the latest, if you're not on the latest NVIDIA driver, be sure to get it. If you have an RTX card, you'll have the NVIDIA Freestyle, which allows you to change the colors and the haze and sky colors and all that, the HDR and brightness and shadows and things like that. And I do have some of them. Maybe I'll show you guys in a separate video. But they finally, NVIDIA fixed those issues, and now you can use them again. So yeah, we have with us Big Duff. Hello, my friend, welcome. What about the physics of this Cirrus? Well, again, I am not a qualified Cirrus pilot to be able to tell you that the flight model, is like the real aircraft or not. But from my experience with other aircraft in the sim, I can report to you that the flight model of this aircraft is not the standard flight model of the default aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So they have spent some time on the performance data and programming, performance values into this aircraft to bring it very close to reality. That would be my my take on it. Does it match the real world aircraft? I simply don't know. Hey Anthony, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Oh, you guys are talking. I thought Anthony was with us. Dutch innovator. Yeah, it's easier to just write the name rather than actually say it, for obvious reasons. All right, so we're still at 1,000. Again, a beautiful view here of the clouds covering the skies of the United Kingdom for our evening flight today, and compared to the Comanche, nothing comes close to the Comanche. And they're different aircraft, so we can't really compare the Comanche to the Cirrus jet. And I do have reasonable experience with general aviation aircraft in real life, so I can very much tell you if the aircraft feels real, if the stall is accurate or not. I mean, I'm not qualified Cirrus jet pilot, so I really can't say. But from the fidelity perspective and the depth of system simulation, the Comanche is just second to none. It is by far the best general aviation aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator, period. Nothing comes close to the A2A Comanche. All right, looking good. And we continue the... By the way, if we... Let me make sure... what do I want to do? All right, so if I do this... So what I wanted to check is that we have the TOD here, which we do. So it does show on the map. And yeah, we'll try to use VNAV for the descent. I've noticed on a previous test flight that when you use VNAV and you come to the TOD, the descent is just very steep. It goes to like minus 6,000, 7,000. But we'll see if this happens today. I watched a regular stream of real-world pilot in YouTube, Receiver 1 Knievo. He flew Vision Jet 2 days ago. It was a very interesting video. Yeah, I've watched the video. It's a very interesting video indeed. Lots of fun. Steve 1 Knievo is great. I love watching his videos. It's a lot of fun. He's got, a very nice, presentation style. I like the editing of his videos as well. So, yeah, without a doubt, good watch. All right, there we go. Doing 220. And maybe we can increase our speed just a little slightly more and go to 227, 230. All right, 231, that's fine. We can increase the speed a little bit. Why not? Just a look at this view, guys. Wow. You can see the formation of the cloud. And by the way, folks, this actually confirms what we saw on the Navigraph maps. So we saw a very, clear skies over London City for the departure. And then, we started seeing the clouds forming as we progress through our flight plan. And this is exactly what Navigraph shows if you go to the radar. So if I click here, and let me just go to radar, right? And now you'll be able to see that the weather information that we've seen, it takes a little bit of time to load. There you go. So as you can see here, there is no precipitation, very little clouds in the area of departure. But as we move on, you see here, you see this area. And by the way, yeah, there is definitely some bad weather ahead of us. You can see the formation of the clouds here. There is heavy precipitation in this area. And by the way, it will clear up after Tango, November Tango, and then you'll have a little bit of a breather there. But then it's going to be really bad weather all the way until we arrive into East Midlands Airport in the UK. So again, both are very, so whatever Navigraph is reporting, we can see in the sim. So both are pretty accurate, seems. And this is a sensational view of the Cirrus jet above the clouds here. Very, very nice. We have Cape something Nicholas, I think. I'm sorry, I cannot say. Kate, is it K. Pete Nicholas? You took off with max continuous, not with takeoff thrust. Okay. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. We have very bad weather here too. Oh, is it a deal? I can imagine this part of the world, all of it's probably having just northern hemisphere. Squeezle says was just flying in that practicing IFR in the Comanche. Yeah, Comanche's great. OJ's Photography. Good evening from southeast of the UK. You just gained a sub. Well, welcome aboard, my friend. Very glad to have you here, and welcome to the Q8Pilot family, my friend. Glad to have you. Welcome. IFR Captain, welcome, my friend. How are you doing today? K. Peter Nicholas. Got you there, Carl. Thank you very much, Carl. Appreciate it. Always to the rescue. All right. So, again, this got to be just a beautiful view from this aircraft. Look at that. Well, now the good thing is we get to enjoy the views. The bad news is I don't know how the Cirrus will behave in this extreme weather, but we'll definitely find out in a few moments. Overall, lovely aircraft. And here we can go to the back. Here's a wing view. Pretty nice. Look at the fuel cap there. Just lovely. What do you guys think? Well, I'll tell you guys, you will not regret the investment you make in this aircraft. It's just really, it's that good of an aircraft. It's a lot of fun. Thanks don't really get much acknowledgement in the aviation community because I'm relatively new to this and I'm still startup in real life spotting YouTuber and also recently changed all my user in that. Oh, well, good luck to you if you're a content creator on YouTube. I wish you all the best. Where is the coffee? What I think we're... Well, how are you, Stefan? Welcome, my friend. You look off with maximum continuous instead of takeoff thrust, by the way, still made it through. Yeah, that's fine. Got you. Cockpit is like flying in IMAX cinema screen. Good visibility. Absolutely. I am coffee without anything. Yeah, I drink black coffee. I don't like sugar. I don't like milk. No carbs for me. See, I personally, for coffee lovers and serious people that like coffee, so people who are serious about coffee, do not like milk or sugar because it really ruins the flavor of coffee. And I have a friend of mine who owns a cafe, it's called V60, I think. And he makes energy drinks that are coffee based. But he's very serious about coffee, so he actually brings his own beans in the morning at work, and he grinds it, and then he makes his own coffee. And I like to try coffee. I like to try different beans of coffee, especially those that come from Brazil are just fantastic. So if you add anything to it, you lose really the flavor. So, Q8, I saw your post on the temperature about 52 Celsius. Just curiosity, how do you drive? Do you drive a Chevrolet? Yes, I drive a Tahoe, a Chevrolet Tahoe. I think I might have been a Canadian in a previous life. I love my double. You get free coffee or discounts only. Where you mean at work? No, I get free coffee at work. All right. So what are we getting here? Are we getting to the top of descent? Because I can see this thing moving. Yeah, definitely top of descent. So let me change alt select. I think we got to it right in time. So we're going to go all the way to 3,000. All right, and we're going to go to VNAV. And right at the top of descent, you can see that we are now descending. And we can go now to the FMS speed. Mach 0.5 is the FMS speed. And we're also going to go to approach. And we're going to say, no, we'll wait a little bit before we say activate approach. Actually, let's activate the approach. There we go. And I think we need to accelerate our descent. So here's what we'll do. We're going to go to vertical speed. And we're going to go to about 1,600 feet per minute for now. Until we can be on the correct altitude for the current sector. We're looking okay, not too bad. All right, I'll tell you what, let's go to manual. And let's go to, let's see here. All right, so let me decrease the speed. That's much better. Guys, look at the clouds ahead of us now. Wow. That's going to be some serious weather ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the engine NTIs. All right, perfect. Initial to 5,175. I see. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's perfect. Wow, look at that. Look at those clouds. Right, we're going to reduce our speed to about let's go to 200. 200. Let's see here. All right, 200. There we go. That's 200. Wow, look at that, guys. I mean, this is exactly what we've seen in Navigraph charts. So nothing different. You can see the heavy precipitation. We're approaching 10,000 feet, so landing lights are on. Ice lights as well. We're going to turn those on as well. And hello, Dougal. Mods in chat. Hope everyone is okay. Weather is appalling here in much of the UK. Yeah, well, we can see that. All right. So we are here at 10,000 feet, folks, and we're looking fine for the time being. Now, it looks like this is going to be all the way to 500 feet. I think we're going to have to depend on the autopilot until the very last part of the approach. So I'm going to leave it for the time being. We can hear the rain. We're at 10,000 for 3,000. I'm going to reduce the rate of climb now, rate of descent. So let's see here. We're going to go to 1,200 feet per minute. And I'm going to reduce our speed to 190 knots. There we go. 190 is set. Wow, look at that. Just absolutely terrible. Obviously, there is a restriction at 4,000, as you can see here. Wow, look at that, guys. We can't see a thing, but look at those beautiful lights there. Other than that, it's just really thick layer of cloud that we're flying through. But again, it makes things a little more interesting in my view. So yeah, let's continue. Right, we need to set our V-speed, so let's go to the bugs. We're going to select the landing, all on. VAP 100 knots, VREF 90 knots. Right, those are set here as well. And 6,000 is the barrow. So we're still looking all right. There is definitely lots of turbulence. Hello, Jeff. Welcome aboard. Hello, Stefan. Wow. All right, we're coming up to the center fix for runway 32. So what we do in a minute is we'll switch to nav 1 for the localizer. We'll also change our course. And right, so there we go. We're still looking good. Right, 6,000. And we're going to set the barrow. Barrow is set to 9064. Wow, we can't see a thing. Look at that scene with all these clouds. Just really, wow. Look at that, guys. Wow. All right. We are making the turn. So I'm going to reduce our speed to 150 knots. There we go. 150 is set. We're looking good. And we need to be at 3,000. Wow. We really can't see a thing, huh? Jeez. Well, like I said, it's probably going to be the autopilot till the very end with this weather. But hopefully we have the synthetic vision, so we'll have some sort of a visual reference there for the airport. And we can see the localizer needle coming here. This is the nav 1. So we're doing good there. We continue the descent. This is the center fix for runway 32. The synthetic vision becomes very useful in situations like this, but this weather is just terrible. And the aircraft's doing very well so far. All right, so what we can do now, folks, is the following. We can come here, and instead of nav source FMS, we're going to know localizer 1, and we're going to hit on the approach. And now you see the glide slope here, and the localizer is set to 328 degrees, which is the correct course for our arrival runway. As we move to the final fix, we're going to maintain the current 150 knots, and we'll start deploying the flaps at about 115. You are absolutely correct, Stan. So normally you'd fly around the terrible weather, and if the weather is really, really bad, and if ATC deems the situation dangerous for landing, they will always ask you to divert to another airport. And this has happened, I think in 2020, in November of 2020 here in Kuwait. Where we had unprecedented levels of rain during the winter, and ATC diverted all flights to I believe Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, so the planes couldn't actually land because of the terrible weather. All right, we are looking good, folks, and 332-318 is the course here. 318 is set, and by the way, you can change the course here. So this is the course selector right here, just in case you don't know, and it says CRS, so this is the course. And we are currently on the localizer and the glide slope, so we're looking okay. But the weather is just terrible. All right, so at this point, we can lower the landing. No, we can wait for the landing gear. How much? Let's see, 5 distance to runway. All right, so let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Landing gear is coming down. Excellent. And we can reduce our speed to 100. And let me here so you guys can also see. I know it's very difficult. Let's go to 130. And we can also show you guys here. All right, so that's the runway right ahead of us now, and we are going for 130. We keep descending at about between 500 and 800 feet per minute. Yeah, I love the navigation equipment aboard the Cirrus jet. Wow, this weather is just terrible. All right, at least we can start seeing the ground now. Is that the runway? Looks like that is the runway. So auto throttle off, autopilot off, and finally we can see the runway. Wow, look at the weather, guys. Very, very bad weather. And if it wasn't, I don't think in real life we would have been allowed to fly this approach. But that's the beauty of the sim, right? Look at that crosswind. Woof, that's a float. Wow, the wind is so strong. Jeez. Well, I'll tell you guys, the landing was not the best of landings, but considering this weather, I'll take it. All right. Where do we want to go? This side or the other side? Let me just... let me bring up the map here, so where are we? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the other direction. We can retract the flaps. Thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate it, my friend. It's definitely a long float, but yeah, considering the circumstances, I'm quite okay with it. By the way, I've seen there is a channel that says 3 minutes of aviation, and they show, you know, all the bad landings that pilots perform, and I'll tell you, there is a quite large number of pilots that do really seriously bad landings. So I thought to myself, you know, I'm not doing a bad job after all. Yeah, all right. So landing lights, we can turn those off, and we'll leave the rest on for the time being. Just look at how beautiful those displays are. And by the way, you can turn on those lights. Check this out. Look at, I mean, this really looks nice, guys. Really a job very well done by FlightFX. And this version makes the aircraft even better than the initial review that I've done of the aircraft. Definitely much, much nicer now. Beautiful integration with Navigraph, the aircraft systems and performance, and we have a real-world pilot here with us, Carl Childers, who attests to the accuracy of you know, everything that we've seen in the aircraft today. It's really such, I mean, Carl really brings a lot of value to the channel, being a real-world pilot, and he can actually report to you guys whether this is, you know, something is accurate or not. Again, he attests to the accuracy of the performance of the aircraft. Here is the main terminal, ladies and gents, at Leeds Bradford in the UK, and we're going to make the turn here. I just absolutely love this aircraft. Very, very nice, very enjoyable, and quite challenging to land in severe weather like this today. And I'm actually quite surprised that the aircraft handled very well during those really severe and adverse weather conditions. And this airport is very nice. Yeah, look at. Yeah. By the way, the airports today, both the London City version 2 and Leeds Bradford, are both available at the Orbex Central. So you can just go to Orbex, search for those airports, you'll be able to find them. But this was definitely immense fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Can you watch movie on the screen behind you? I don't know. I don't think so. All right, let's take a look here. Do we have a place we can park this aircraft? Looks like we can come and park it here. Let's go ahead and do that. And then the limo will come and pick up our customers that flew with us today. And here we go. Parking brake is set. Excellent. And now we can switch this back to half-half. And we can go to the checklist. So we're going to go back to utilities, and we're going to make sure that the this part is selected of the display and utilities and checklist. And now we can go to the shutdown checklist. Thrust lever is idle. Engine IPS switch is off. Bleed switch is off. All right, so let's come here, and we're going to turn off the engine bleed. Right, bleed is off. The oxygen is off. The lights are off. Okay, so ice. All right, all the lights are off. Excellent. Probe heat is off. And let's see here. What else is here? Engine knob is off. Engine button press. All right, so this one goes to the off position. And engine stop. And now we're powering down the engines. N2 below 24. And then we can put the cap spin. Okay. Excellent. So now everything is done here. And now we can ITTs 34. You can see again. I love how they've modeled this, so nothing just goes abruptly, you know, it takes its time. And probably Carl can tell us if this is actually, you know, realistic or not. Nice flight, Q8. Looks like nice aircraft. Bill, I will tell you, my friend, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I will tell you that this is an aircraft I fully vouch for. Highly recommended aircraft. Extreme fun to fly. There's a lot to learn. So I highly recommend it without a doubt. All right, so everything here is checked. We can turn off gens 1 and 2. Batteries 1 and 2. And now we are back in a completely dark, cold and dark state, and we can come back here to the door and open the door and wait for the limo to come and pick up our passengers and take them back to the terminal. And there you have it, ladies and gents, the FlightFX Cirrus SF50 Vision Jet in all its glory here at Leeds Bradford in the United Kingdom. This pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our live stream this evening. I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you folks. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.